So what do you say when your clients ask you the question, well, how much do you charge? How much is it? What's your response? How do you handle this objection? Now, before I teach you exactly how to handle this objection, you have to understand why they're asking that, and when they're asking is also very critical. Example, if they're asking you this question, how much is it? You're just 2, 3, 5 minutes into your conversation. It could be on the phone, could be face to face. It means that they want to get to the bottom line. They want to know, just tell me how much it is. I don't care what your feature, benefit. I just want to know if this fits my budget. Now, the minute you give out the price, you tell them this is how much, you've lost all control. Because you have not taken the time to build up the needs, to discover exactly what they're looking for before you give them the price. So when you tell them the price, they say it's $10,000, it's $50,000, it's $100,000. Right there, the minute you gave them the price, you've lost your power. Because now, all you could do is wait for your client to say, you know what, nope, that's too expensive. Nope, I don't want to pay for that. Or nope, that's not what we thought that we were going to spend. Then what we're going to do. Now you have to go into what I call justification mode, right? Oh, but we are so good that our product is better, that we've been in business for X amount of years and all this shit. Now you turn into this salesperson, right? You don't want to do that. So if it's in the very beginning of the conversation, when your client is asking you, so how much is it exactly? You should redirect the conversation, going back to the needs and find out exactly why are they talking with you in the first place. So in the beginning, when they ask you the question, how much is it? You would simply reply, it depends. It depends. And then they might say something like, well, it depends on what? Well, it depends on exactly what you're looking for. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what you're looking for? Boom, you go back to their needs. You go back to their wants. You go back to why are they talking to you in the first place? Now, if it's somewhere, let's say after the middle of the conversation, it's the end that you've done everything that I teach you. You are qualifying them. You found out about their needs. You've done all those steps, and now it's more near the end. You are actually talking about money, and they say, well, how much is it? Now, whenever you give them a price, let's say it's $10,000. You don't just say, well, how much is it? Or it's $10,000. Oh. And then all they're going to say is either it's okay, but most people, they would say, oh, it's too expensive, it's more than I thought. It's a very natural response from your buyer. So what do? You want to also continuously ask the next question. So it would sound something like this. Well, how much is it? It's $10,000. Are you comfortable spending that kind of money? Or it's $10,000. Is that within your budget? So right there, you take the next question and you go deeper, right? You go to the next step. And they'll say, oh, yes, or they'll say no. Now, if they are giving you resistance on price, and that goes beyond than this particular video, this is what I teach in high ticket closers. I teach you how to handle some of those objections. But for now, knowing that if they ask you that question, you always want to redirect. You don't really just want to say, blur out the price without something else. Sometimes, if it's somewhere in the middle of the conversation, they ask you, well, how much does it cost? If they are pushing and pushing and pushing, you can also give them a range. You give them a range of, it depends on what you need. Let's say you are a graphic design person and you are developing a logo or a brand or something for them. And they're asking, well, how much is it going to cost me to do all these design packages and all that? Well, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. How do you feel about that? And you just shh and listen and see what they have to say. Now they might say, oh, okay, that's what we were thinking roughly to spend. Okay. Or they might say, whoa, hold on a second. That's way more than what we want to spend. Then you can go back to handling the objection. So be very, very careful when your prospect's asking you, how much is it? So it depends on when, depends on the timing, you will handle it differently. But knowing in traditional sales, the buyer always has all the power because they have the money. But that's not true. In terms of high ticket closing, when it comes to how much, we as a closer, we have the power. We need to control when we want to reveal price, when we don't want to reveal price. Maybe it's too early and we haven't built up the demand, we haven't created the needs. So it all depends. But you want to retain and remain powerful. You want to retain their power so you can lead them to the end and close that sale.